Mindset Crash Course for the Beginner Runner, Day 3, Conditioning and Punishment. So I just want to start today with some questions to help you ponder and kind of set up the environment and headspace for today's mindset work. So 1, did you grow up in sports? Did your sport involve running in it? If yes, did you even consider that to be a separate entity from your sport? For instance, if you played soccer, did you consider yourself a runner because you ran in soccer? If yes, and also, would you consider that running that you did in your sport short or long distance running? And then if you said no to if your sport involved running, did your sport ever require or encourage you to run anyway? So even though no running was involved in your particular sport. So as you just ponder on that, I think America in general has a very low understanding and knowledge of exercise in general. I think we can all agree that we have known, running to be a form of cardio for many years. So a lot of times in sports, when you want to build endurance in your, cardio, oftentimes that is the first thing that coaches resort to, which as a runner now that knows more, I think it is very detrimental and can set up some false beliefs within young athletes, because running is more complex than just go run. We are going to be talking about all the stuff with running education wise. One thing we're going to really be talking about is a base run in a couple of days and the importance of it. But for now, I just want to give you permission to be a beginner runner first and foremost, because there's a lot to running, and no matter how much you ran in sports, and not a lot in a sense that I want you to feel overwhelmed, but just some eye-opening things that I've learned through my own running journey and becoming a certified running coach that I will be sharing more. So let's get back to the conditioning and punishment side of things. I told you guys that this was a very present and evident piece to my upbringing with running. I was a competitive cheerleader. Everyone knows there's absolutely no running involved in competitive cheerleading. But we were told to run for a warm-up, when we got to practice, which is fine. But from what I've learned now, you need to stretch first before you run. And we were just told to run and then we would stretch for practice. And so anytime also we were talking, we would go run outside on the hard pavement in tiny little centimeter soled cheer shoes, not proper running shoes. Even if it was cold or hot outside, we were told to go run outside if we were talking or not listening or whatever. So immediately a negative attitude is put on running for me, for years to come. I hated it so much, if I'm being completely honest. And, as for conditioning, running was used as a conditioning tactic, which conditioning, I don't care what sport you're involved in, it's supposed to be hard, yes, to help you progress and improve in your goals that you're conditioning for. And it's just so wild to me that with how complex running is, that I see it now, that we were always just thrown into it with no knowledge. So I truly believe a lot of our early feelings and mindset with running that we went on to have for many years post-sports is simply from the lack of knowledge. And so that is one of the intended purposes of this course, is to educate you as well on running, without it being, too much info and overwhelming and time consuming and all that. So days 5 and 6, the videos and the questions and all that are devoted simply to education on the sport of running, which will help you hopefully to build an adult mindset on facts rather than what you were thrown into as a kid. And so as for conditioning and punishment, it's another one of those topics that I hope sparked and helped peel back some layers to why you feel the way you do about running today. Was it from your past upbringing in sports and how running was always, in there to kill you slowly in conditioning, or was it used as a form of discipline? Whatever the case may be, I really hope that sharing you know, how it was always used as a tactic to condition and to punish and to all that, like how that was brought up in your life. I feel like if you hate running now, it might just be something on that. So let's return to the PDF and work through, journal, and reflect on the questions shared under the day 3's video. And I will see you on day 4.